Hello everyone, today's video is a comparison between three colors: Anthrquinoid Scarlet, Pyrrol Scarlet and Geranium Red. I'm going to create a new palette, a mixing palette. So I wanted to decide which of these scarlets to put in it. I love all of them. I think the one that I'm more connected to is the Pyrrol Scarlet. I'm sorry, the Anthrquinoid Scarlet, PR168. I also love the Pyrrol Scarlet. The Geranium Red I use less, mostly because my studio palette is with Daniel Smith watercolors, and both Pyrrol Scarlet and Anthrquinoid Scarlet are from Daniel Smith, and Geranium Red is from Schmincke. So Geranium Red is PR242. I think it's supposed to be less light fast than these two, but it's a beautiful color. Really love it. They put too much. Yes, you can see how beautiful they are. I think that the Geranium Red is warmer in the mass tone but cooler in the undertone or when diluted. We'll start to play with them and quinacridone gold first. So I think I will mix them on the palette. So we'll put 3 dots of Queen Gold. And now I will start to mix these colors with it. So let's put it. Put a bit more Queen Gold. And a bit more Anthrquinoid Scarlet. Very beautiful mix, as you can see. Now we'll mix Queen Gold with Pyrrol Scarlet. I remind myself that Pyrrol colors I usually have really high tinting strengths. They are very dominant. So I have to put less of them, but I don't always remember to do it. Put a bit more Queen Gold. And maybe a bit more of the Pyrrol Scarlet at the beginning here. Yeah. So as you can see, the mixes are very alike, but I think that the because the Pyrrol Scarlet has more tinting strength and is also more opaque, it creates more vibrant yellows and oranges. Put some more Queen Gold here with the Geranium Red. And maybe something in the middle. And a bit more Geranium Red in the beginning. Yeah. Also, it's very beautiful color. Next mix is with Hansa Yellow Deep PY65. I'm sorry that the first mix with Anthrquinoid Scarlet was off camera. My cats did something to one of my plants in my house, so I had to take care of it, and I forgot to put the camera on. So now we'll look at a Pyrrol Scarlet with the Hansa Yellow Deep. So let's put some more here. A bit more. Put it. It's too opaque, as you can see. Let's put more of the Hansa Yellow Deep. Both of these colors are quite opaque. The Pyrrol Scarlet is semi-opaque, and the other one, the Hansa Yellow Deep, is opaque. So the mixes are more opaque than the mixes with the Queen Gold. Okay, and the last one is the Geranium Red with Hansa Yellow Deep. These are really beautiful mixes. Although I think I like more the mixes with the Queen Gold, but we'll see at the end. Let's put more of the Geranium Red. Yeah, really beautiful mixes. So now we'll start to mix the blues in. I included the Intensfront blue, although it's a color that I don't use enough, but I love it. It's beautiful. I especially love the Daniel Smith one, the PB60 of Daniel Smith, because it's a bit more grayish, so it mutes it a little bit. So let's start with the Anthrquinoid Scarlet, and I think I put too much, maybe. We'll see. Wow. Let's put more Intensfront. And a bit more. And a bit more of the Anthrquinoid. Yeah. Wow, it's very beautiful. I think it creates almost a black, and it's very beautiful. Let's try the Pyrrol Scarlet. I think they create beautiful mixes. I really like them. Let's put a bit more of the Intensfront. Wow. And a bit more of the Pyrrol. Put too much and too much water, I think. And now let's try the geranium red. Let's start with it. Maybe put more from it. And now let's put more of the indent one. And I think it creates a more clear violet than the other ones. The other violets and purples are more muted, more brown violets, but I love them all. Now let's try the Daniel Smith Ultramarine Blue. We'll put it. Ultramarine Blue is a staple in my palettes. I can't live without. I sometimes put instead of it cobalt blue, but just in very muted palettes. If you saw the video about the muted colors palette I created, so I put the cobalt blue. So now I start to mix it with Anthrquinoid Scarlet. Put a bit more of the Anthrquinoid here. And a bit more of the ultramarine on the other side, so it will be more interesting. And to my surprise, it creates quite beautiful violets and purples. It's quite nice. Okay, let's try now the Pyrrol Scarlet. I will try to put a really small amount of it. Let's put it at the beginning. And now start to mix it with the ultramarine. And a bit more. And as you can see, it creates a more muted mixes. They're both warm. This one is a warm blue and the other one is a warm red, and that's why the mixes are more muted. As you can see. Next we'll do it with the geranium red. First put it full strength without mixing, and now we'll start to mix with the ultramarine. And now we'll put it full strength on the other side. Yeah. It's a beautiful mix. Again, it's a less muted purple or violet. Next, we'll put the Phthalo blue green shade with these colors. So Phthalos have a high tinting strength, so I have to remember it when I mix the colors with them. Okay, so we'll start with Anthrquinoid Scarlet. Can't believe I had to put more Phthalo blue. I think that the Anthrquinoid Scarlet has also quite a good tinting strength. It's quite strong. And I put too much from everything. So yeah, I think it's an interesting mix. Now let's try the Pyrrol Scarlet. We put it first full strength. Put too much of it, as always. We will put from the other side the Phthalo blue. And as you can see, these are also more muted mixes. And now the last one will be the Geranium Red. We start with it full strength. Now with a bit of Phthalo blue green shade. And from the other side, the Phthalo blue. Yeah, it's very beautiful. Next, we'll mix Phthalo blue turquoise of Daniel Smith PB16 with these colors. I think it has less tinting strength than the other Phthalos. Still, it's quite a strong color. It's still Phthalo. Yeah, and it creates nice mixes. Then we'll mix it with the Pyrrol Scarlet. I think I like these mixes more. I think they're more soft than the other mixes, and create some kind of grays and muted purples, grayish purples that are very beautiful. Yeah, and overall I like this mix. Next we'll try the geranium red with this color. Very beautiful mixes. But I think that I like the most here the Phthalo turquoise. So I'll have to move here things so I can continue. The last two colors that I thought will be interesting with them are greens. So let's start with Phthalo green, blue shade. Here it is, I found it. Again, a very high tinting strength color. So I have to remember it. Okay, we'll start with the Anthrquinoid Scarlet. Now mix it with the Phthalo green. So it quite neutralizes the Anthrquinoid Scarlet. In some areas it creates turquoises, and in some areas it creates browns that are very close to a black. Put some more of the Anthrquinoid. Yeah, it's very interesting. Sorry about the noises of my cats. Okay. Next we'll play with the Pyrrol Scarlet. And the Phthalo green. And you can see how strong are these two colors. They're really with high tinting strength. Also, I think the Pyrrol Scarlet maybe wins. You can see it creates really interesting colors. Some almost blues, like some kind of Indian blues. It's really interesting. I don't know if they could be as neutral tints. Neutral tints all with usually make with Phthalo green or Perylene green with cool reds, and these are warm reds, but it's very interesting. Now let's try the geranium red. And lots of the Phthalo green. Don't think you can see it by my, but Putski, my cat, is playing with my sweatshirt. Okay, so this one also neutralizes each other. You can see it here. It's a warmer black. Great combination. The last color we'll try is the Perylene green. Perylene green, also it's a color I use a lot, and I wanted to try it with these colors. So let's start with the Anthrquinoid Scarlet. And it also neutralizing these warm reds, at least the Anthrquinoid Scarlet. Put more of it. Yeah, it really creates a black. Next, we'll mix the Pyrrol Red with this color. Pyrrol Scarlet, I'm sorry, not Pyrrol Red. Too much of it as usual. Let's put more of the Perylene and mix them together. They neutralize each other, but not as the Anthrquinoid Red and the Anthrquinoid Scarlet and the Perylene green. I'm trying. Yeah, they don't really neutralize each other. Let's put a bit more, just in case. No. And the last mix will be geranium red with a Perylene green. Perylene green, of course, is a PBK 31. And yeah, it's a nice mix, but it's not so interesting. So I will let the swatches dry and then show them to you. The colors have almost dried, so let's put them more closely. So let's start with the yellows. So I really like the mixes with the yellows. I think like the most the mixes with the Queen Gold and Pyrrol Scarlet PR255, and also the Hansa Yellow Deep with this color. I like the other colors mixes, but I think I prefer here the Pyrrol Scarlet. So with the blues, let's move the camera a bit. Yeah, I think it's all the blues. I really love again the Pyrrol Scarlet mixes, especially with the Phthalo Blue Turquoise PB16, and also with the Anthrquinoid Blue. I really loved also the Geranium Red mixes with the blues, but I think that if I want to choose a warm red to a mixing palette, I would prefer a color that behaves like a warm red. You see here we have some very quite clear mixes with the Ultramarine blue and also with the Phthalo turquoise. Although these are very beautiful, it's not really a behavior of warm red, and both Anthrquinoid Scarlet and both Pyrrol Scarlet behaves differently than the Geranium Red. They really are warm reds. I think that the cool undertones of the Geranium Red create these mixes. These more clear mixes. You can see here a real purple and a real violet, and in the other mixes they are more muted, like brown violets or a very muddy purples. So let's now look at the greens. I really love the Anthrquinoid Red mixes over here. I also love the Geranium Red mixes, less the Pyrrol Scarlet. I think that Anthrquinoid Scarlet is softer here, and also the Geranium Red. And I like less the Pyrrol Red, but overall, looking at all the mixes, I think the Pyrrol Scarlet PR255 is really behaves like a warm red, and I like most of its mixes, so I think I will choose Pyrrol Scarlet as my warm red in my mixing palette. Of course, when it will be ready, I will share that palette with you. So thank you for watching. I hope it was enough interesting video for you. Please let me know if you like more this kind of color mixing and swatching method with these clear spaces and more organized swatching, and if you prefer the other kind of swatches that I did in this channel before. So thank you for watching. Have a wonderful time and happy